Okay, great, Edward. So like Edward mentioned earlier, he and I with RCT Marketing Systems are the support and education mechanism for Crypto Casey. So we're here every week to support her people and make sure we show you this from A to Z, answer your questions. Also, Edward's going to give you two, not one, but two um, support emails that you could email us. And we do have people emailing us every day, and we get back to them literally within 1 to 3 hours. It's pretty cool. Unless we're sleeping, obviously, then it might be 8 hours. But
Right.
I gave you a background here of how I met Mr. Barsano and a little history there. So let me go to this video that was I think it was about 6, 7 months ago, and I'm going to play this, and this is good stuff. And again, this is normally what I would have asked them anyway today, so this is perfect. Here we go. We're fortunate to have somebody very special here with us today. Ed Barsano is the developer and the brains behind the fully robotic, autonomous cryptocurrency trader with AI. And I've had the pleasure of knowing this gentleman since 2012, but he is this year in his 50th year in programming. And as far as robotic traders are concerned, this is his 24th year. So he's had quite a track record, and we're blessed to have him here today. And Ed, as I speak to people on and off throughout the day, throughout the weeks and months about the autonomous trader that you've developed, it seems like there's always about 3 or 4 questions that are brought up all the time. So that's why I asked you to join me today and just answering the most common questions that I hear. And it would be helpful for everybody to hear it right from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So Ed, thank you so much again for joining me today, spending a little time. And question number one, very simple, directly. Please explain to everybody the main strategy. What is the main strategy that you've programmed into this auto trader that makes it so successful and so consistently taking profits?
Well, there's a lot of things that are very critical to the robotic trader to actually make it to run and take profits, just consistently. And the trader, for starters, the trader runs 100% unattended. That means it runs on the servers, and you just connect with your browser to see it. And the robotic trader trades 100% unattended, meaning it picks the number of coins that it's going to trade, when it's going to buy, when it's going to sell, and does all that, and just locks in profits regardless of which direction the market's going. It adds to winners and it adds to losers, and it's basically a money machine. So basically, that's the power of the robotic trader. That's how advanced we are today, that you don't have to do anything. Just sit back every day and just look and see how much money it took. That's a great analogy. It enables people to turn their laptop into a money machine and automate a portion of their finances, which many of us have been looking for and desiring to have in our arsenal, our financial arsenal, for many years. So thank you for creating this for everybody, for the masses. Cool. Wait a minute. I created it for myself too. Let's not get me wrong. Very good. Well, point well taken. Question number two. Can you please explain how the artificial intelligence, the AI, comes into play? And give us an example and let us know, is that the main part of it, or is that an auxiliary, or what does that look like? Okay, AI really is very focused. Each AI can only do one thing. If you have a lot of things to do with AI, then you might have 10 different AIs. So, but the primary AIs that I programmed into the robotic trader is, if the price is going higher, and the software says, I want to take profits now, the AI kicks in and says, it can say, hold on, if it's 95% confident that the price is going to go higher, then the software will hold off on taking those profits, and it'll let it go higher. And when the AI quits saying that it's going to go higher, when the AI is no longer 95% confident, then the software will take the profits. And it works the same way on the downside. If the price is going lower and the software says it's time to buy right now, AI can kick in and say, hold on, don't buy it yet. It's going lower. And it'll let it go lower. I mean, that lower can be it could go from 2% to 18% down. And then the AI says, I don't see it going lower. Then the software will buy more at the lower price. So those are the two AIs that I programmed in there. They're very focused. They have one mission each, and they do that mission very well. They don't predict what a coin is going to do tomorrow. Nobody in the world could do that. If you had an indicator that told you what was going to happen tomorrow, you'd be richer than Bill Gates. But over the next few minutes, it's very accurate.
Awesome.
That's about it.
And you told me once, recently, 2-3 weeks ago, you said the AI in your auto trader, it's not the main part of the platform. It's more like you considered it like a bell and whistle, right? Oh,
that's what I call it. Because I look at the cooking shows where they open up the baskets and they say you have to the ingredients in this dish have to be the star of the dish. These ingredients have to be the star of the dish. I don't call AI the star of the dish. The robotic trader is vastly and greatly profitable without the AI. But with the AI, it's better. Awesome. So when I see other systems out there that say they have AI, I'm like, well, all right, so you have a bell and a whistle. What else do you have? I mean, what does that AI do? Very precisely, what does it do? Right. That's perfect. So we're to question 3 already, and that is very simply, why do you feel that this crypto market or this asset class of cryptocurrency that I know so well for the last 4 or 5 years is so perfect for your auto trader, especially at this point in time in history? I call it the perfect storm of opportunity. We're about to go into a massive bull market in blockchain, DeFi, and crypto, and now you've got this trader for cryptocurrency specifically. Why is that such a perfect storm of opportunity? Well, what's going to happen, I don't even think about, even though it may go up and it may go down. That's really, I don't try to forecast. Mm-hmm. Like 3 years ago when I turned on the auto trader for cryptos after doing stocks for 20 years, as soon as I turned that robotic trader on for cryptos, I said, holy Toledo, I'm done with stocks, because the traders perform best in a high volume or a high volatility environment where prices are going up and down and craziness, the Wild West. And that's gold to an auto trader. The auto traders perform so great in a high volatility environment. So that's really what's so great about where we're at today. This is where we're going. I mean, this is nuts. I mean, the auto traders took 100% profits just last month, and it never did that before. I was happy with 10% a month, but to get 100% in 1 month was just off the map. Wow. So I mean, where we're going is just going to be amazing. Because remember, the last 3 years was a straight down market, 80% drop. And we did fabulous. The robotic traders just killed it. I can't imagine what's going to happen when they move up, when they start moving up like that. That's going to be pure gold, man. I love it. Can't wait. Just can't wait. It'll be fun times. I can't wait either. You told me that also a couple months ago. You said that the volatility is the trader's friend, and you don't get a more volatile market than the cryptocurrency market. So it's a win-win. That's what I meant about the perfect storm of opportunity. Okay, great. Hey, Ed, we're already on to the last question. Please tell us this. What I hear this often, what separates, I am so sorry. What separates your robotic trader from these buzzwords that we hear all the time about, oh my gosh, I hear AI bots, I hear AI trading bots, these bots, buzzwords of bots. What separates your track record of 24 years in building these auto traders versus these bots that are popping up left and right? Well, if I had to put it in one word, maturity. I mean, I've been programming AI systems since my Microsoft days, all the way back in 1989. You know, that's 35 years of programming AI systems. And now I've got 24 years developing fully robotic traders. And, you know, and if you think about age, AI is all about a learning system. That's what AI is. Without the learning, you just have a system that you just created. And, you know, you were, I don't know, call it guessing or whatever. You just developed the trading system, all right? Just like they did in the old days. But with AI, it's a learning system. It gets smarter over time. So all these systems that I see out there, they're 1 year old. You're comparing a 1-year-old with a 35-year-old. Basically, the 1-year-old doesn't know what it doesn't know. Right. Because it has no maturity. They don't have history. You know, the AI system has to learn. And believe me, they got a lot of learning to do. They're way behind. So basically, that's how I compare. When I look at these new systems out there, I'm looking at a baby. That's well said. That's well said. Hey, listen, that's exactly what people are looking for. These answers were great, and I can't thank you enough for taking some time out of your busy schedule. I know how busy you are, and being with me here for a little bit, and we hope to see you again soon. So Ed, until next time, thank you very much, and that was a great session. So thank you, Attila. My pleasure. Many thanks. Bye, folks.
All right. That's the man himself.
Okay, Ed, now what I'm going to ask you to do is, because this can be
edited. Hold on a second. What happened there? I can't turn it off. Hold on a second.
Ed's a man of many words.
Okay.
Oh, I know what happened. I know what happened. It was the wrong video got posted that time. That actually is the shorter version. There's a 14-minute one, I thought. But I mean, we got the bulk of it. We got the bulk of it right.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant guy. And should you choose to join us again, you'll see. I'll send you the last week's video where he did join us, and he normally is with us. But if you care to join us in the future, the same link that you used to join us today, you can use. Come ask questions. Come as many times as you wish. Again, we're just serving up some great educational information. And as I always joke, it's Ed Barsano is if you took Bill Gates' brain and Einstein's brain and mashed them together. What an amazing guy. And again, you saw earlier I posted RCT marketingsystems.com and also Go Baby Trade, support at gobabytrade.com. Use those if you have further questions. You get personalized service. This is just amazing.
Yeah, before we go into the Q&A section, Ed, why don't you show your trader? If I'm not mistaken, you're paper trading with about 100 grand, right?
Yeah, I've got a simulation mode, so I can show you that. But let me just flash something in front of you so that little review of what we've seen so far.
Sure.
Bear with me. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. All right. So this is what you can expect. What you've seen is it's an amazing system. You'll see it live in a minute. 24 years of proven trading data plus 3.5 years in the crypto market. No trading skills necessary. No learning curve. The payoff, as I always tell everybody, there's more month at the end of your money instead of the other way around. And I spent a lot of those years where there was more month at the end of my money. As we talked about several times, it trades 24/7, 366 in every 4 years. And you don't have to have your computer on. When it's connected, it connects directly to the server. There are redundancies. He's super high on security, and we'll talk a little bit about that when you connect it to your crypto account as well. Again, as Attila said at the beginning, it's like hiring a professional trader that sits in your basement, or a lot less expensive. Again, the disclaimer is it's all for information only. You'll get recordings as we talked about, but let me then show you the trader. Again, this is a live trader. The system doesn't know that whether it's simulation or whether it's live or not. So in September of this year, September 12th, I started this simulation with $100,000. Here we'll just review. This is the overall account value. This is the profits that it's taken today. This is the profits that it's taken in the last 30 days, and that's a rolling 30 days. And this is the total amount of profits that it's taken in just a shade over 3 months. So you're looking at a pace of well over 100% a year. And then it gives you the live what Bitcoin is trading. And this, as you see it blinking, trading autonomously, it doesn't know that it's not live money. This is connected directly to Coinbase, and probably the most important screen that you're going to see. You got what your portfolio is up top. Down the bottom is filled orders. If you've been watching the crypto market over the past 2 weeks, it's taken a breather. It's collected itself with some profit taking, but look what it's done in the last 24 hours. All that you see here in the dark or the bold numbers are it taking profits. We didn't talk a lot about it, but when Ed talked about what's the star of the dish in the system is the money management system. It is very, very highly trained and set to where, one, it does not take a loss. It does not trade at a loss. There's no leverage. There's no shorts. There is an opportunity where it sells on the upside, unlimited, because the AI kicks in, and then collects inventory on the downside, which is buying additional positions. As everybody knows, if you've watched the market, particularly over the last 3 or 4 weeks or 2 months, actually, where there's been, I call it violent profits. So there's days where it goes up 20%. There's days where it goes down 10, 15, 20%. And it may do that sustained over a couple-day period. And if we go down this list, let me see. We'll go back. There you go. There's a day, the day after Christmas, right? The market was down, so all it did was add positions. If you notice this one that has AI at the end, this is a position where it went to the system, said, okay, it's time to buy. The AI kicks in and said, no, hang on a second. We believe it's going to go lower in the short term. It did. The AI traded, bought an additional position at its maximum. So the AI's, again, he's got one on the up and one on the downside. What it is doing is it's maximizing your position. It's buying at the lowest possible trading price, or it's selling at the highest possible trading price. Dylan, did you want to add to this?
Did you show where the AI kicked in?
Yes, I did. So the latest, here you go. This is on the 31st. The AI bought a position of AAVE, and it said, okay, I'm ready to buy. The AI kicked in and said, nope, hang on a second. Let's see if we can find a AI profit. Since the market's been so wiggly, it's been pretty hard to, there you go. Well, actually, there's a whole bunch of positions that the AI kicked in. Okay, this keeps a filled order trading history all the way back to the inception of whenever you light your account up.
Yep. I say we go to the menu and we show folks how you could control your profits, whether you want profits saved, you want profits going back into the trader, you could do 50-50. This is an important.
Okay. Yep, there's a couple ways to get to it. So profits management under menu, takes a couple of seconds to bring it up. Oop.
There you go.
As I touched on, very highly secure system. Okay, this allows you to, when you get the 3-year trading license, it sets it to 0, meaning any profits that you make are rolled back in or leveraged, or what do I want to say? I'm missing the word. Compounded. Thank you. But you can change this percentage if you say, for example, when you see Ed's recording that we're going to send you, he's got it set to one of the examples. He's got it set to 50%. So for everything that he makes, every dollar that he makes, 50% goes into a savings bucket. The other 50% rolls back into the trading. Now, when he says trading bucket, it doesn't go anywhere. There's no actual bucket. But what it does do excuse me, as it tells in this case your Coinbase account, to set that aside in your USDC account and not touch that or use that for trading. Now you can, if you do have savings, you can dump it back into the market. That's also controlled here. Okay, going back to my trader, the other spot where you can do that, I won't click on it, but you can manage that same screen under current profit saved just by clicking manage profits. Okay, magic report. We get a lot of questions as to what coins do I trade? How do I know? Well, as of 5 months ago, Ed created into the system, and he's always improving it, getting customer feedback, getting our feedback, and building in tools that you can use. I call this the $1 billion report. So here's a really good way to do your research. This information, this aggregated report, does not exist anywhere else, and you can use this to your advantage. Again, I mentioned, as I begin to explain this, the system is programmed not to trade at a loss. All it does is it continues to buy and sell and take profits on the wiggles. And as the market goes down, it collects inventory. As the market spikes up, as I said, and you've seen the volatility, or what I call violent profits, it may drop 10, 15% in one day and be up 30 to 50% the next day. And as you collect those inventory positions, when those spikes go up, remember they're on 3% drops that it adds to the inventory. It goes up 30%, it sells off 10 positions, and you are in a violent profit day. So back to this report. So this is a monthly report that was generated. Actually, it takes a couple of days. So by tomorrow, you'll see this is the January report, which covers everything in December. But what it does is it positions by last year's trading counts, meaning ABT traded 1,941 profitable trades last year. In the previous month, which in this report would be November, it had 46 profitable trades. Now just do some math, and you guys can, and this by the way, this report's available. If you just go to gobabytrade.com, don't buy the license there because it's going to cost you $1,000 more, but you can get to this report just to do your research. So, for example, we talked about 46. If it trades it and it's defaulted, the system's defaulted to a 3% profit margin. Again, it's not limited to that because it hits the 3%. The machine says, oh, I'm supposed to take a profit, but if the AI kicks in, it could let it go to 10, 15, 20% before it takes. So if you just consider the 3%, 46 times 3 is 138% profit you could have taken if you owned ABT just in 1 month. If you looked at it, did the same calculation of the 1941 over the year, this is staggering, and you should be scratching your head going, how is this possible? Times 3% is 5,323% profit if you held that and traded that coin in this system for the last year. Now, it also dynamically allows you to click on, well, let's see what the most volatile trades have been the last month. And you can see, I'm not going to do any more calculations, but you can do them yourself. There are opportunities in here. And this system trades faster than any human being could possibly do any calculations. It literally trades 24/7, as I said jokingly, 366.
Okay, Edward, why don't you let me share? I want to show something as a resource for everybody.
Okay.
I'm going to answer one of the most commonly asked questions that I'm sure somebody has already asked. I haven't looked, but I guarantee you somebody's asked it. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
No, it's not showing?
It's
Wow.
not sharing yet.
What the heck? I hit share. Oh, there we go. How about now? No?
Yep, we can see you.
Okay, so here we go. How about now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So now here's the highest trade counts, that screen that Edward was just showing everybody. But if you want to see, this says sample trader, but this is actually a real trader. This is a live account here. If you go to sample trader, it's not going to have, for privacy reasons and confidentiality, it's not going to have the light blue section on the left, but this is a live trader. over $500,000 in this account. You could see yesterday, the last trade taken was $415. Yesterday was a nice day, 1-1, okay? Nothing yet today, but that's okay. That's the way the ball bounces, okay? But you could see basically the same thing that Edward just showed you on his simulation account. Profits and then more positions opened. Okay, so that's that. Now, let me go back to here because I want to show this. Now, every week we do this, we're asked the same question by at least 2 to 3 individuals, and I'm sure somebody's got it in the Q&A today. What kind of ROI can I expect if I buy this license? We can't give a number. We're not financial planners. That would be financial advice. There's no guarantees here. This is all market dependent. However, Ed Barsano built in a really nice feature. What he did was he took the top 50 accounts from people that own, various people around the world that own the trader, and he put it in this trade report. So when we click on trade reports, these are actual real numbers. So we can't say you could expect to earn XYZ, but look at this person. They only started. This is a 1-year report, by the way. So a year ago, they put in $108 into the trader. The trader made $132 in a year. That's 122%. Okay. This third one, the person put in $34.21. The trader made them $4,004 in 1 year. That's 117%. 45,463 was the starting point. The trader made 52,000. That's 115%. Now, ignore this ending balance. The reason you see a much higher number is because when people see how well the trader generates profits for them, they find other money pretty quick to put into the Go Baby trade. And that's what happened here. They added money to their trader. So ignore the ending balance. The main column is profits taken. So when you go to the link that's provided by Crypto Casey in order to buy the license, all of these are there for you. You could click on this sample trader, which is a live trader. You could click on trade reports that I just showed you. You could click on highest trade counts that Edward just showed you. You could go to the videos, which is one of the videos we played you was my conversation with Ed Barsano. There's other videos there. He's got a few other really good ones there. There's a Q&A FAQ section here with over 30 of the most common questions. So these are great resources. And of course, when you're ready to buy the license, you hit buy now. Okay. There's also a blog. The blog is also a good place that Ed Barsano put together more info. So I just want to share these resources because I'm sure this will come up in today's Q&A. So Edward, what do you say we attack some of these questions?
Yep. Let me do a couple of more administrative things just before we get started on the Q&A.
Okay.
I've looked at them. There's some brilliant questions in there. If everybody can see in the chat, I sent to everybody the RCT Marketing Systems support email and the Go Baby Trade support email. I'm also going to, again, if you're rabid fans of Crypto Casey, we love her, good friends, and love supporting her efforts. I'm going to post her original video, which was posted, I think, on the 28th of August. And then she just recently, about a week ago, did another updated video talking about the performance of her trader. So you'll have direct access, to both of those. Okay. And then I'm also going to, within each one of those, in the show notes, there's a direct link to her exclusive discount, which normally it sells, the 3-year license is $4,499, but we're working exclusively with Crypto Casey and her audience for $1,000 discount. So your net is $3,499. And with that, let me post one more link, which is her direct link for the discount.
Let me also say, Edward just mentioned $34.99 being the final discounted price. If you divide that by 36 months, it's $97 a month to automate a part of your financial life with this platform. That's pretty spectacular, folks. So no, I don't know if it's one of the questions yet, but there is no payment plan. what most people do is they put it on a card, debit or credit, and they pay themselves whatever they want to pay monthly, 100, 200, and they get it paid off that way. Frankly, that's the way most people do it.
Oh, and additionally, a new addition is you can pay for the license in crypto.
Oh, yes. Yes, you could use USDC to buy the trader. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Very good. All right. So we'll get into the questions. Tom asks on the software, why does the account value show the value of all assets in Coinbase rather than what is available to trade?
That's because it's a live connection. If you were to go to what's that setting under my trade under menu, you've got Edward, go to your trader real quick so we could answer this question. I forget the category.
Yeah, bear with me.
Yeah, it's a good question, but yeah, like if I were to show you my trader, you'd see all of the other cryptos that I have in there because it's a live API connection, Tom. That's the main reason. So go to select currencies. That's it.
All right, bear with me.
So this is where yeah, this takes about 10, 12 seconds to come up. But so let's say Edward was live and he had $200,000 in his Coinbase account, and 100 of that, or 108, was the value of the amount being traded on the trader. It would show the full 200,000. And that's because it's an API connection and it shows you everything you have there. Now, in this section, this area here, can you see me circling this?
No.
Okay, it's right below the black line. It says
Oh, here.
my account value, cash remaining, and max funds alive to trade with.
Yep.
That's where it breaks it down to the exact amount, where it does not show just the grand total in Coinbase. Okay.
Right. Got it.
So that's a good question, Tom. It's we hear that once in a while.
Okay. All right. Tom also says in today's profits, when does it reset? The connection refreshes on his servers. I believe he said every 10 minutes, so not every 24 hours.
But there is a 24-hour reset as well.
Right.
I'm not sure what exactly that is, but that's a question for Ed.
Well, the 24-hour reset is because in the strategy parameters, it talks about when there is a fall in the price, it won't catch what the nomenclature has been, or the example has been used, of falling knife. So it will buy a position, and if the money management system sees it falling at a rapid rate, it will, as Ed explains it will take a breather. So it will then freeze, not buy anymore. It will let the 24-hour clock, and this is set to Eastern Standard Time. So it'll wait till the next day before it does anything, and then see where the market is. And if it's dropped from a 3% drop to a 8% drop, then it will kick back in. So it's set there as a safety parameter.
Yeah, in profits saved, this is Tom also. Oh, Tom, you got a lot of questions today. Good for you. We like good questions from one person. In profit saved, do these profits go back to the original account from which it came? Example, either USDC or USD, I think you meant to say. Yes, exactly. So that's the beautiful thing. The trader never touches your money. Everything is done on Coinbase in terms of the buy, the sell, the profits. Now, he does talk, if Ed Barsano was here live with us, you would hear him talking about a save bucket. And it sounds like on the trader, there's literally a save bucket, and that's where your profits are sitting. That's just an analogy. Okay. The trader knows not to touch that. If you want 100% of your profits saved, technically it's in that save bucket, but it's in reality on your Coinbase. Okay.
Right.
And let's just continue on with Tom before we go to someone else here. Does all trade information shown on GoBabyTrader originate from Coinbase exclusively? Yes, we just answered that.
Yes.
Also, when you go to Coinbase and you click on the various, you could see every single trade, literally, that's being done if you want to hit the transaction buttons on Coinbase. Go ahead, Edward, you
All
want?
right. Any insight as to which two options would be better? One account, one account with 50,000 or two accounts with 25,000. So, sort of a odd opinion answer is that it depends on if you took one account and traded a certain, whatever your selection of coins were versus the second account. If they were identical coins, it wouldn't make sense. But if you wanted to split it and do 3 or 4 and 3 and 4, 3 or 4 in the second account, I do that personally. I have 2 different accounts, 3 if you count the simulator. So this has such phenomenal results. My suggestion is we always circle around this same question is don't mess with the system. It is set. There's one page of parameters that over 24 years he has tinkered and optimized it. Period. Don't mess with them. If you want to, the system allows you to jump in and automatically buy or manually buy and manually sell. Don't get yourself in that situation. Just let it do what it does. As you saw, just as a recall, in the video where Attila was asking questions of Ed Barsano. He released it in April of 2021. Since then, until recently, say a month and a half ago, it was an 80% crypto winter. During that 80% crypto winter, this is how smart the money management system is. It doesn't matter where the price is. In those 3 years, it returned, can't talk about the future, but I can only imagine now that we're going into a bull market, how much better it's going to perform. But if you just look at the 3.5 years, it returned over 100% annually every year in an 80% crypto market. I say that so emphatically because I keep scratching my head. How is that possible? That's the power of this money management system.
Yeah, and I've heard Ed Barsano say so many times, obviously, the more money you have in the trader, the more it's going to make for you. So I personally, anonymous, I would side with the 50K, one account with 50 personally. Okay, but like Edward said, if you want to do maybe the 3 default cryptos in one account and maybe add one and then do 4 totally different coins in a separate account, that's your call.
You touched on, you said magic words. So default, the system has a default button. If you go, geez, I don't know, even though we showed you that magic report where you can go do your own analysis. Ed has traded from the beginning, GRT, ACH, and SHIB. I think he's added Doge in the last 6 months, but the majority of that crypto winter, he had those 3 coins. So what he did was always gets the question, what coins do I trade? So he puts a default in there. When you light the account, connect it up to your Coinbase or Kraken account, you can hit choose default and just trade exactly what he's been trading. Now, caveat to that, right? When he created those defaults, Coinbase only had 30 to 35 coins on their system. Now there's over 330. Right. So, which is why the advent and the creation of that report. What I've done is I've taken sort of a hybrid. You saw my simulation account, my live account has the exact same coins in it. What I did was I did the research on what that special report, or what I call the $1 billion report, is giving you. So you have those options. Okay, Tom, you want to take this question from Tom, Attila?
Which one?
Where he says in the today's move.
Today move, in portfolio, today move, what does the dollar figure and percentage mean? Is it specific information concerning my specific trade, or is it general information showing the crypto itself has returned since 2400 Eastern? If it's for a specific trade, why does it show a percentage which is much higher than the percentage I've set in the strategy without initiating the trade? You get that one.
Yep. Okay. So it is a 10-minute delay, I believe, on live pricing action. So all it's doing is following and showing you exactly where the market is going, where it is in that 10-minute snapshot. Has no direct correlation to the profits that it's taken in your account. If you have your account, you leave it the default. It's 3% in the profit, 3% on buying more positions. It's going to follow that unless the AI kicks in and says otherwise. So it is just a live view or a 10-minute delayed view of what the market's doing. Hopefully that answered your question. Mike Moore, how much money would one need in their account for the auto trader to generate $5,000 a month? Well, I'd have to do the math, but let me actually share something I usually share at the end, but I'll give you a flash of and this is lending to people who usually say, how much do I need to start with to make money, including paying for the software? So let me share this with you. And
That's bordering on a request for financial advice, by the way,
right.
guys. Again,
Yep.
it's market dependent. What if we gave you a figure and the market crashes 40% over the next 60 days? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Those questions are tough for us to answer. If all things being equal, the market continues to gradually go up or violently go up, then turn it back over to Edward.
Right. Yep. And that's why I pulled up this example. This is an example, so you can do your own calculations. If you invested the $34.95 at the $1,000 discount and you started with $2,500, and if in a bull market, a violent bull market, volatile bull market, does the same thing it did in an 80% down crypto winter, this is an example, right? 3-year performance, right? So your 2,500 end of year one would be 5,000. End of year two would be 10,000. End of year three would be 20,000. End of year four would be 40. End of year five would be 80,000. Now, again, in the 5-year example, you would be paying for the license again, but let's just stick with the 3 years. 3 years invested, 20,000 returned. Your net profit is 16,500. Just take that one step further and give you the 5,000 example, right? It multiplies itself. You can do the multiplication, right? So what would you need to return? It's simply a math equation built on this. I can't directly answer. I could do the math for you, but that would be giving you financial advice.
Yep. Let me answer Casey Powell. What if we want to try this but can't afford it? Even worth crypto, Casey, even worth $1,000 off. Okay. Casey, you're not going to like my answer, but whenever I hear somebody say, can I try this out, quote unquote, try it, the test is over. You know, it's been going strong for 24 years, even though the crypto version is 3.5 years. We're way beyond the test. We are so beyond whether or not this works. Will it work? Does it work? Can it work? We're light years ahead of that. This works for so many people every single day. There's no question it works. There's a saying that I heard from somebody, a mentor many years ago. If the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. You don't know how many times in my life I saw something, either a business opportunity or something I wanted so bad, but I couldn't afford it. I found the money. I found the money. So I'm just going to say, keep doing your homework, save up. If the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. You'll find the money. Okay. Yep. It's a one-time 3,500 for 3 years.
Agreed. And that's as Casey, if you watch the second video that we posted, it's absurdly cheap.
I've been trying to convince Ed Barsano for years. Ed, this is way, way, way underpriced. It should be 35,000 a year for what this thing does. At least
indeed.
But, you know, he comes from very humble beginnings. And I don't want to elaborate, but he comes from very humble beginnings, and he's doing this for the masses so that everybody could have the same opportunity that he wished he would have had back in 2000 when he lost his rear end. He lost 60% of his net worth.
Millions.
Yeah.
So Casey, look, final word, what I did, I was in the same, when I was first introduced to this, I put it on a card. I had to pay off my card to then charge this on the card. And then I just paid the $100 a month, as we talked about, the $97, and it was paid off. And then I actually was making profits and paid it off within like 3 months. So hopefully that answers your question. Again, if you have existing crypto, you can pay for it with crypto as well. So
Brian asks, what would you say the average time it takes to season your trading account? or the trader, or as Ed likes to call it. Well, yeah, Ed does have a saying. He says, look, after a while, your trader becomes what's called seasoned, where you got to give it time. When I first put 9,000 in my trader, after a week, it had only pulled in about 700, $750. And that's just the way, it starts slow, but it pulls the money in and then it reserves money for when it needs it. So I would say that's a tough one to answer, but I would say ballpark approximately 5 to 7 months is a good seasoning number. I think it also depends on how much you have in there. The more money you have in there, I think the faster you'll be seasoned.
Yep.
Good question.
Yep. My apologies. I'm going to attempt the last name. Fasciana has multi points. Some of it we've touched on, but I'll run through it. How much is the system worth in the first setup and capital? I'm not sure what you're asking. What is the historical average? We talked about it. It's over 100% ROI in a very violent down market. 3, aside from the first purchase and setup, how much is the maintenance cost of the system? 0. There is no maintenance cost. It's a 3-year license, and nobody takes a percentage of the profits. Nothing. That's it. It's just a SaaS product that you have access to. Your license only has the authority to connect to your account and send buy and sell orders. That's it. That's it. We get a lot of questions about security protocols. Can Coinbase, in this example, can Coinbase be trusted? Yes. Coinbase is a publicly traded company. There are some of the videos that Attila pointed to, gives you the security advice, if you will, or showing you how you can put 4 layers of security on your Coinbase account. I don't have Kraken, but there are similar protocols there. Finally, most importantly, what's the sustainability of the system? Are there reasons to fear crashes, redundancy? So I can only attest to what I know since the system went live in April of 21. There have been no crashes. You're talking about one of the first programmers in 50 years worth of programming. This guy has put so many security layers both on the front end and the back end. There are multiple redundancies. The system has never been hacked, can't be hacked, because anything that is visible to the outside is only a mirror, is only a call to the code on the servers. So there is no access from the outside to get into his system. So no crashes, no breaches, redundancy. He has, I believe, 3 sites that are all independent. They mirror one another. One goes down. It's never happened, but then it would automatically light up the other one, and then the tertiary in that case. So extraordinarily safe. Follow the protocols. If you do it, follow the protocols and we'll help you with that. How do I send us an email? How do I properly secure and totally secure my Coinbase account or Kraken account? And we'll send you the articles based on that. So yeah, great question.
Let me handle a few quickies here. I've got
Sure.
Lauren is asking, do you need or is it recommended to have a Coinbase One account versus a standard Coinbase account? Good question. I have a Coinbase One account because they do a lot of other things on Coinbase. It's not needed with the trader, but they do give you an additional 30% rebate on fees if you have Coinbase One. So it does help a little bit. Also, I believe your interest in North America on USDC is a tad higher when you have Coinbase One, because right now it pays about 5%. With Coinbase One, it pays like 5.5. So good question, Lauren, but we get that pretty often.
Okay.
Casey asks again, what happens when the 3 years are up? Do we enroll again? Yes, every 3 years it's a new license. Okay, good question.
Tom, from observation, the system updates every 60 seconds. The server call is every 60 seconds, complete refresh every 10 minutes. But in the background, no, the trades are live. There is no delay. It's just the refresh, because what you're seeing, the SaaS interface is just a call to the server. So it refreshes on 60 seconds and 10. But in the background, it's trading as the market moves. Chris, when you start the Q&A, Ed, can you explain why you chose the four assets you did? Sure, sure. And as I touched on before, AAVA, AIOZ, Rare, and Super have always, for over the last year and a half, have been very, very consistently high on the trading list. I picked them partially because of the value and the utility of the coin and the company, but more so on its longevity and its volatility. And those all came directly from that report. Again, you'll see in that example, there's not GRT, ACH, SHIB, or what was the other one? Doge, right? I did this based on a statistical analysis and my analysis of that report, which is why it's a simulated account. Although I told you, once I prove my point, my live account is mirroring those coins.
I got one, Christine. Can you explain the percentage of profits to save again? I have the trader and mine is set to 100%. What does this mean and what would you recommend? Well, all it means is that if whatever profits your trader makes for you, it will not take those monies and put it back into future trades. You're identifying 100% of your profits to be saved or to remain on Coinbase. It's sitting in your USDC. That's where it is. If you change that to 0 under the setting, then the trader knows, oh, there's 0 being saved. I could use all the profits for future trades. You could do 50-50. You could do 70-30, 60-40. It's up to you. I save 100% myself. Edward, what do you do again?
I don't save any. It's all rolling back in, and I'm going to do that probably for 3 years. But that's just my strategy. I want the account to accumulate, and hopefully it will continue in the direction and even outperform. But my goal is 3 years from now, when there's a license reset cycle, then I'm going to analyze it, and I may go 50-50, and then as you'll hear Ed explain in last week's presentation, is that he orders he's on Coinbase as well, so he orders the Coinbase Visa card, and that's how he pays his expenses. So everything that goes in the save bucket, 50-50, 50 rolls back in, 50% goes in the save bucket, and he just pays for everything in what he calls free money.
Let me cover this question because it brings up a few other things. Anonymous asks, what is the actual AI used? Now, before I answer that, understand, obviously, if Ed Barsano was here, he could get technical with you. But one of the main reasons that I loved the Trader back in 2012, and I love it even more now because it's easier, it's more user-friendly, it's not as cumbersome, there's no setup virtually, is because I am a big-time non-technical person. I'm not technical at all in any way, shape, or form. I'm a big picture guy. I'm a big picture thinker, sentiment, okay? So I love this. I have no idea what actual AI is used. I have no clue. However, I know what it does. So when the trader and the money management system is ready to take a profit, and the AI that Ed has programmed in there, one of the two, says, okay, the trader says, take the profit, but the AI says, whoa, 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 whoa. There's a 95% probability this is going to keep going up. Don't take that profit yet. And it waits and it waits and it waits until it falls down just below that 95, and boom, then it takes the profit. Same thing conversely on the way down. It wants to buy and open a new position because it went down 2% or 3% or whatever, wherever your parameter is set. And it says, okay, I'm ready to buy more. AI kicks in and says, wait a minute, it's ready to keep going down. Don't buy more yet. So that's what it does. As far as what it's called, or what, yeah, I don't know what it's called. It's some kind of AI. I don't know. But I just wanted everybody to understand where I'm coming from on that answer.
Wow, we're getting some great questions. Actually, a lot more questions than we normally do. Tom, thank you. Right. Is there an advantage to picking very low cost coins versus high cost coins? If you hear Ed's presentation, he goes, everybody loves Bitcoin. But for Bitcoin to go up 100%, it's got to go to $200,000. Thereabout. That's the example. But if you look at some of the other ones like AIOZ, some of the lesser expensive ones, if you do a little bit deeper dive, as I talked about earlier, how I do the research, use the $1 billion report to at least start your research. Pick a few out that are high performers. Go do the research. A lot of these companies are public companies like ACH, GRT. A lot of them are public companies that have stocks, but they also have gotten into the crypto world. Do your research, pick them for whatever reason. But yes, my personal opinion is, as we're moving into this violent bull market, and who knows how long it's going to last, but it's been a fun ride over the past month or so, is that the lower price, if you got a 10-cent coin, to double it just has to go to 20 cents. I've got stuff that I've owned for 3 months in a different account, just buying and holding some to generate the huge violent profits, only to take that profit and put it into the trader. There's some stuff in 3 months that are up 3, 4, 5, 600%. So yes, as compared to the higher price coins, just my opinion.
All right, Michael asks, why would I not choose all available coins and let the AI do its work? Michael, by the very nature of that question, I don't think you understand the big picture of how this trader works, because again, the AI is not the star of the dish. The AI is a bell and a whistle. It's an add-on. Here's what I suggest you do. Tomorrow, when you receive our email with the recording from last week, watch that recording. You need to hear Ed explain the method to his madness. And there's also, this is for everybody, there's no correlation between having more than 3 or 4 coins working for you versus 20 or 30 or 50 coins working for you in terms of how much profits you're going to earn. In fact, Ed Barsano himself says you're diluting yourself. If you have 100 coins trading, you're earning 1% on each one. Your profits are going to be menial. Okay, so he's done extremely well with just 4 coins, 3 or 4 in the last 3.5 years. There's no need to have too many coins, and certainly this is yeah, just watch that recording, because it's what we just explained as far as the method to the madness and how this works. I don't think it registered just based on, I'm not trying to insult you or anything, just based on the nature of your question, I could tell. But that's okay. We take all questions, and that's thank you for asking it.
Anonymous has got a great question. Some of the open positions so far negative that it doesn't outweigh the P&L. Good point. I'm going to show you why. So when we talked about it buying positions, or buying what I've used and Ed uses as inventory, I'm going to share it again so everybody sees it. Okay. Where are we? Okay. Bear with me a second. Remember, it's programmed not to sell at a loss. So what you see in the open P&L, those are just positions going up and down, right? Where are we looking? Okay, there we go. Just waiting to fill the bottom orders, right? You see all the way at the total P&L. This is the realized profits, even against the open positions. But what happens is these are open positions. As the market goes down, the 3%, or however you choose, if you leave it at the default 3%, then it picks up inventory. It keeps picking up inventory, and these have gone to zero in a 3 or 4 day period. So it buys it at 3%, buys it at 3%, buys it at 3% as it continues to go down. But again, we touched on it being in a very, very controlled environment. The volatility in this market class has made this has gone from zero to red a multitude of times, right? And it just keeps collecting inventory. So let's say that there's a 20% spread. That means you've got 18, almost 19 positions on 20%. If the market goes up 23%, all those positions are sold off simultaneously, and all that profit is gone from the open positions of the inventory to the closed positions, right? One thing that never changes or never goes down is these numbers. As it realizes the profit, takes it and keeps it, right? So the total market value, as we went to the other screen, is 127,000, but that includes the profit that it's taken since the account was created, right? So yes, you're going to see negatives here, and yes, if you look through regular accounting eyes, you're like, wait a second, I don't have a P, I've got a loss in those. No, you have inventory because that is unrealized gains. I promise you, the way that this system works continues to take profit, period. You've already seen in these positions this one's no longer trading. The ZEC is, I've taken that out of my portfolio, but 3 of the 4 are in profit positions, right? Still, you're looking at a return of 26% in 3 months. Understand, great question. Take off your normal accounting eyes and recognize that the open positions are inventory that is sitting waiting to take a profit. And it will.
Yep.
It will.
Good answer. Tom asks, can you explain, quote, required minutes since last open to buy? Yes. The way Ed Barsano has programmed this is when it buys new positions and opens new positions, it will not open more than 2 new positions for any one coin in a 24-hour period, and it will separate those 2 by at least 1 hour. So it doesn't want it buying, if the market's just really violently going down, it doesn't want it opening one position and then like a minute later opening another. Boom, you're done for that coin for the day. Okay, so that's what that means. Now, another thing, he made an adjustment actually. We were going sideways for many, many, many months. And he made an adjustment. And he said, okay, you know what? If your trader for that particular coin did not take a profit in the previous 24 hours, we're not going to open 2 new positions. We're going to only open 1. So that tells you what kind of guy he is. He's always honing and has his eye on things. And if something needs adjusting, he'll do it on the fly, which I thought was very cool. Edward, you want to get the next one?
Yep. I'll address, I don't have time to, and we'll what we'll do is we'll answer this in its entirety through email. But Garan talks about, I'm going to pick at number 5 of 7 is how does it manage risk? We talked a lot about that. It won't catch a falling knife, as Ed talks about. And we'll put you in a position where even though it's collecting inventory, it'll let the market breathe. So it won't just keep buying as the market is dropping. If in fact it's going to drop, 5%, 10%, 20%, whatever the case may be. What is the current AUM under the system? I am not technical either. I have no idea what that means. If you would,
assets under management. That's
okay, got it.
That's neither here nor there. First of all, it doesn't matter, and everybody's trader is different, so it doesn't one amount doesn't. Remember, Ed Barsano is not pooling the money. That again, the very nature of the question, the premise of the question is not correct. It's not this is not a hedge fund. He's not taking people's money, pooling it together and saying, okay, I got $100,000 under assets under management. I'm going to be trading that. It's everybody has their own money in their own Coinbase account and it's being traded individually. So I just answered it.
Okay, there you go. Anonymous asked, does it work on Robinhood as well? No, currently he only has agreements and APIs with Kraken and Coinbase. Okay, Casey, do you change out coins regularly with market research? No. Going back to how I answered the question previously, what I do is I do all the research, choose my coins and let them be. Now, the only time I do review the research and the performance of the company, but if I look at the strength of the company, the 4 things that make a currency work, whether whatever it happens to be, is supply, demand, liquidity, and utility. If it meets all 4 of those, and this is just my view and approach, then I just let it go. If they're performing well now and they're performing well, turning out of a bear market into a bull market, chances are that if the utility is there, then it's gonna continue to perform. If it completely falls off, and I do look at those lists monthly, then I would consider replacing it. But I can tell you that in a year that I've had it live, I've not replaced anything. Okay. Thank you. All right. What are your specific roles? I'm assuming you mean Attila and I. So we are the support mechanism. We don't work for Crypto Casey. She shares and educates with her audience, and then we're sort of go between with Ed, who we have a relationship with, and Casey, who is sharing this with her audience. So we're independent.
Yeah, like we said earlier, we are not only the support arm, but the educational arm. This is education. We're not selling anything here, folks. I mean, we're just trying to educate people on how this works because the system kind of sells itself. It's got a 24-year track record, and there's no reason to hard sell anything here. It's just we want to answer the main questions that people have week after week. And many of those questions are being asked today. We hear them every week. So great questions, keep them coming.
Yep. Mike, you're welcome. We try and do whatever we can. Yes, this usually runs. We like to contain it to an hour, but it always runs over because we always have great questions, and we let it go until we answer most of the questions, so that when people get the recording, they've got the benefit of, oh, I'd never thought about that. But you've got the frequently asked questions on the site that you don't have to buy the license. You go. You see those free resources. Go use them. If you have other questions. Yes, we end up answering most of them during the presentation, but if you have other questions, just email us. I mean, there's nothing to hide here. As Attila said, Attila and I are users of the products. So as thousands of people that we've turned on to and supported. There is nothing like it. So this is not. It's not a sales presentation. If you choose to take advantage of it, go based on the merits and the history of what it's done and who you're dealing with. You're dealing with a guy that's 50 years in programming. This doesn't exist. This is not like it came up yesterday. So
Mark, good job. Mark is asking a question on the trade report screen that we showed. Are those sample accounts the best returns or just random picks? In other words, are those the accounts with the highest ROI, or are they just random accounts? No, they are the top 50 ROI accounts that he picked out. And if you go back to that screen, Mark, there's a little yellow button that you could click on next to each one, and you could actually see which cryptos they're trading with on their accounts. It's pretty cool. And if you click on 20 of them, you'll see that not one of the 20 is trading with more than 4 coins. Maybe I think one we saw with 5, right, Ed? Most of them 3. Some of them only have 2. Great question though.
Yeah, that's another great resource. So you go to gobabytrade.com. Again, don't buy it unless you want to pay $1,000 more for the 3-year license. But those reports, including the performance report, is available. So please go do your research. Is there a blog or user group? So two-part question or two-part answer. There's a blog on gobabytrade.com, but we're also in the midst of creating a user group for those that have purchased the license. So I think we are going to have a private group. I'm not sure where it's going to sit. It's not going to be Facebook. It's probably going to be on something that we can control, like School, SKOOL. But stay tuned. Since we have you registered, any news, anything that we can provide to help you, we'll send out to the audience. So thanks, Tom. Great questions. All right. What are the largest risks black swan event? 3 answers. The world could come to an end. Second answer, the only way that you can goof this system up, and I've done a lot of research on the system. 2 ways. If the company that has the coin that you're trading in goes out of business, the only other way is to change the parameters and start overriding, thinking you can outthink the genius that created this, and you change the parameters in the money management piece of the puzzle, which is 1 page, and you can, as Ed explains it, he used to have 10 in the stock trader, and that was just 10 pages of how to blow yourself up. Don't touch it. Leave it as it is in the defaults, and you will make money. Period.
Yep.
So thank you. Great question. One of the first questions I asked. Okay. Let's see. Anonymous, you've got a bunch of questions. Are those results that Edward showed live results or back testing results? No back testing. So they're live results. The only difference is that account, because I don't want to share all of my personal information as well. That account is simply a simulation account. Again, the trader doesn't know that it's live or simulation. Period. It is for since September 12th. Those are real live trades, and it would have operated. I wish I had the $100,000 in there, because it's well on its way to making well over 100%. Although I do have some money in it, and it's doing equally well because I'm trading the same.
By the way, folks, when you get the recording from last week, Ed Barsano does show one of his traders, which is a live account. So feel free to look at that one. If
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead, Edward.
Okay. Anonymous, I'm gonna pick and choose. Happily, if you copy this into and send it to RC support at RCT, we'll give you the long answer. So, are the results that were showed? Answered that. Can you share past performance? Talked about it. The past performance literally is, and we don't have the reports. Ed might be able to provide you a sampling, but his live that you'll see in the other recording that we're going to send you is over 100%. That the Q&A that Attila did in the recording within our live, you look at it. That account that he shows started in April of I'm sorry, it started in 2023. I think it was
February.
July of 23. But his account started with 200,000. It's now 600,000. Did Coinbase or Kraken freeze accounts for clients in the last 12 months?
No.
No.
That was one of my first questions, because as all of you know, when the market's going violently up or violently down, it's hard to sign into Coinbase and take profits or sell. So I asked him that question, and he said he has not seen any effect of that on the trading end.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps trading as per usual during those crazy times. Good question.
Yeah, with no known or documented delays.
Yeah. There is an option to pay for the license via USDC, and there is an address to send funds. How do I get confirmation for payment? Well, as soon as you pay with USDC, you get a link. The next thing you receive is your link to the trader. You're live. I mean, to go live. You could obviously simulate with that, but you will receive your trader. That's the next thing you receive. That's your confirmation. Okay.
Yep, and the history has been that when you do that, you're not left in the dark. You have access to us. You have access to Ed through email. You have access to Ed's group. If you go to gobabytrade.com, their number is right there. Pick up the number and call them. You can it's much better. Don't blow them up on the phone. If you wish to set up a review or some sort of a question where you want to talk to his team live, you can send an email and ask to schedule a call, and you won't get a no. Very, very good response. We're there as a backup. If you've got questions, you can send them to us as well.
Joe Ramirez is asking, do you have a preferred coin ledger type app to keep track of the taxable events that arise from using the trader? Okay, so everybody should know the tax situation is always a function of the centralized exchange. The trader has nothing to do with taxes. So at the end of the year, usually February, March, you get a little message from Coinbase or Kraken saying, hey, your tax history is ready, and you download that and send it to your CPA if you wish. That's your call. Okay, but that's the way it works. I used to use a third-party company for all the different exchanges, and I just got frustrated with them. So I do it differently now. But you could track your crypto holdings also on CoinGecko. That's if you just want a simple tracking for your holdings. I use CoinGecko. They got a great little portfolio platform. But just remember, taxes are always a function of the exchange, not the GoBabyTrade platform. Hope that answers that.
Okay. Tom thinks that we tap dance. Just a statement. I asked the first question concerning account value because inferring that the account holder adds money to the account because the trader is doing so well, when in fact the account holder has several other positions outside the trader. Okay, that's a clarifying question. So, so as it connects to your Coinbase account, it will show in that where we were doing the circling on one of the pages. I think it was under the profit management. You're correct. It takes into account the entire account value of, in this case, Coinbase, right? It will account for all of the holdings. So if you have other symbols that are not in the trader that you are holding, say you own Bitcoin, it's going to show the total account value in your account. But it's not going to take it in consideration in the trader because it's not listed in the trader, which means you're not giving authorization for the trader to use it. Hopefully that's clarifying enough. If not, please send us an email.
Yeah, and listen, like I said a few minutes ago, I'm a non-technical person, so I don't have every single answer myself. Edward actually is much more technical than I, so he's better on the technical stuff. But if there's something uber technical and you've got to absolutely know it, give it a few days. I would say 3 to 5 days. And just write to support@gobabytrade.com, and either Ed Barsano or his son, who he works with very closely, he's also a programmer, will answer the question. Those are the brains behind the operation. Okay, we're trying to give you a big picture here, but I don't get caught. My bottom line in every aspect of life is results. I don't care when I get in my car. I don't care what's happening, what kind of combustion is happening in the engine to make that car go. I want to go from my parking garage to the gym or to the store or to my brother's house or whatever. I want results. I know this man since 2012. I know this works. I know that TD Ameritrade and E-Trade within 1 year back in the day contacted Ed Barsano and said, we want you to do our API connections to the trader. And he asked them one question: how did you find out about me? How do you know about me? He says, their answer was, you're real. And he tells that story all the time. So, you know, if you guys want to get lost in all the details of the minutia, be my guest. But the big picture is this: when the market goes up, cha-ching, it takes profits and makes money for you. When the market goes down, cha-ching, it buys more for you at a lower price. That's all you need to know. You want to be worried about seconds and how many seconds here and how many seconds there and how many parameters there. Guys, the test is way over. This has been tested in and out 24 years. Granted, for crypto only, it's been 3.5 years, but it's the same concept. It's the same basic build out. Okay, so you could search high and low, and you could tell us we are selling. Don't tell us you're not selling, because you are. Look, when you have something this powerful, you don't need to sell it. All you need to do is educate people. We are educators, and what's the other word that we used for Crypto Casey? We are her educators and her support system. So you know, Edward and I already make money in this with you guys or without you. If you don't want to buy the trader, we're okay with that. I mean, it's making money for me hand and fist, and has been over the years. But bring me another trader, show me another technology with this kind of track record, where it's literally set it and forget it, and I'll be happy to look at it, because I've never seen one. Okay, at this price. I've seen junk for $10,000 to $15,000. Junk, pure junk, for 10 to 15K. So you know, guys, we love doing these, but when we say we're not in a selling mode, we really do mean that. I mean, it doesn't matter to us. We're just doing this as a service so everybody could see facts. I'm a show me guy. Okay, show me what it's done. Show me how it works a little bit so I could understand it, and then it makes sense. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody. Anyway, Edward? Any other comments? Last comment?
Nope. Well, we've answered most of the questions. Tom says we're nerds. Hey, we're doing everything that we can to provide you facts.
You and Ed Barsano will get along great because he's
He's
number one.
He's not shy, but as he tells everybody, if you call him or you schedule a call with him, make sure you got 3 hours to spare. The dude likes to talk, but it's like having Einstein on speed dial. So yeah, with that, brilliant questions. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, everybody, for your time. Look for 2 recordings, this one and last week's recording, and you'll get to see Ed live and in Technicolor. And by all means, join us again anytime you wish. Use those emails that we sent you if you have more questions. Don't forget that if you're whiz bang by the presentation and want to take advantage of it, don't buy it anywhere else besides the Crypto Casey link that we posted, because you'll pay too much. So with that, Attila, thank you so much. Everybody, this is an amazing session, amazing audience. The day after the New Year. So I wish everybody a great New Year's. We're here, we're live, we're transparent. Take advantage of that. Everybody be well. Have a blessed year.
See everybody next Wednesday, same time, same channel. Thank you,
Very
folks.
good. Thank you.
I know.